guys, it's HalieCakes. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have another speed build for you guys because apparently I am on a speed build kick for some reason. I don't know why. I think actually after I post a speed build, I'm going to start playing a different game, a game that I can actually beat and doesn't have like no ending whatsoever, if you know what I mean, because I play games that are like RPG and simulation and stuff like that, and then I never finish them because there's no ending in the game. It's just consistent, keep going and keep going. So I think I'm going to play a game with an actual ending for once. But we'll see though, because I have a lot of ideas still in mind for builds in The Sims 4 that I would really, really love to do and have you guys see and possibly download. But I guess we'll just play around with it. I'm really trying to expand because I love The Sims 4 and I wouldn't mind just being a Sims, I guess, gaming YouTube channel, but I really just don't want to do that because I get bored of The Sims sometimes, especially because all I do is mostly build in the game. I don't really play with my Sims, just not what I like. I'd rather build and do interior design and stuff like that. Maybe you get that if you're watching these videos. I don't know. But, so this house was definitely 70s inspired. I took a lot of pictures from Google and kind of mimic them a little bit. I have seen other people on YouTube make like 70s starter homes, and they're really, really tiny and probably more true to what I'm building here. All of the pictures that I was looking at on Google were mostly houses that were built back in the 70s and then somebody completely renovated them and made them bigger, but still kept true to form on the inside of the 70s, and like the interior design is still the same as well as the 70s. It's just the outside's bigger to accommodate more people type deal. That's why the house is really, really huge. I find it huge. I mean, I make small houses, so this might not be that big for some people, but this house is really big. Yeah, so one weird thing I've been doing lately is I've been making the outside of the house first, like completely finishing the outside of the house and like the skeleton of everything before I start doing the inside, which isn't really normal for me, but I'm kind of okay with it because I work a little bit better going that way, because before that I used to work around everything and kind of go everywhere, but now I just kind of make the outside first and then go on to the inside and create the inside, and it's a lot easier. So maybe pro tip for some of you guys who are jumbly. Is jumbly a word? I don't think jumbly is a word. You know what I mean. All over the place like me, because I am totally all over the place, even in real life and in The Sims. But right now we are building the backyard. So the green grass in the backyard was actually inspired by the Brady Bunch. So if you've ever seen the Brady Bunch, their backyard has like this fake grass carpet type deal. And I don't know if that was because of production and how TV shows were made back then for like the outside world, but they have that and I think it worked. I think I found another picture online that just had like fake grass in their backyard. It was really strange, but I feel like it's definitely a 70s thing. Another thing I did in the backyard was put in like topiary. So there's like weird looking plants in the back, which also reminds me of Edward Scissorhands, which was, I believe, based off in the 70s. I'm probably completely wrong, but it reminded me of that too. So the inside of the house, it has 2 bedrooms. So it has a master bedroom and then there's a children's bedroom. And the child's bedroom is specifically gendered to be a female, but in my mind, I mean, you can make it whatever you want it to be. Don't listen to me. You can literally tear this house apart and make it completely different if you really wanted. I just put my idea into it, and if you guys like it, you like it. If you don't, you change it. It's just how it is. But there's 2 bedrooms. There's only 1 bathroom, which is kind of a bummer, but it's okay. I can work with it, at least in my sim world. There's a kitchen, a living room, a dining room, and I believe that is it. So the house is really big. They have big rooms, but there's not a lot going on in them. I didn't try to put a lot of electronics inside of the house just because the 70s didn't really have a lot of stuff like that. I guess they had TVs, but they didn't have computers and all of the cool gadgets that we have nowadays. So next I am in the kitchen, and the kitchen definitely has the 70s vibe to it. It has a lot of yellow, a lot of orange, a lot of rustic looking stuff. I personally really like that. I love the like pattern walls and like brown colored tiles. I love it. I know some people don't like the 70s, but that's okay. To each their own. But the kitchen is actually one of my favorite parts of this building. I think I did a really good job on the kitchen. I'm trying to think of what else I built in here. Oh yeah, I forgot. I made like a little mud room in the entrance as well, which I don't know if they had mud rooms in the 70s. I don't know. I have no idea. I couldn't find anything on that. Surprisingly, Google doesn't give you a lot of information and a lot of amazing pictures when you look up 70s stuff. So most of it was kind of just from like movies I've seen and TV shows I've watched that really helped me try and build this. Another big thing is that there is not a lot of 70s stuff in The Sims 4. Not that they specifically made a 70s pack. I believe it was in The Sims 3 we had a 70s, 80s, and 90s stuff pack. Quote me if I'm wrong on that, but I know there is one game that they made that in. But we don't have anything like that in The Sims 4, which is actually a big bummer because that's pretty cool, and those are like some of my favorite time eras. So I kind of had to just work with what I have and put in bold prints to kind of compensate for the lack of other detail, if you know what I mean. Moving on to the living room, we have this really, I don't like this wall, I'll be honest with you. This wall is kind of weird looking, but it works. This green and brown wall with these yellow, green, and brown sofas, and also that really ugly painting that I end up changing because I do not think that's 70s at all. Like, I just don't think that's 70s. I also added the vintage glamour. Actually, a lot of vintage glamour is used in this. This is like, the vintage glamour was the closest thing I had to, I guess, eras per se, because there wasn't really anything time era wise in the game. So there's a lot of vintage glamour. So if you don't have that, that won't show up in your game. But for the most part, it's mostly base game, other than a few little details that I put in. Now we're moving on to the master bedroom. The master bedroom had this wood wall, so I put the brown wood in, and then the white carpet, and a lot of orange, a lot of red again. There wasn't a lot in the bedroom. I just put like the basics down, and then I put a little desk in the corner eventually, and that was pretty much it. There's no computer on there because there wasn't computers back in that day. Just a little desk for your Sims to sit at and maybe do their homework or just read a book. I don't know, whatever your Sims do in their world. But yeah, I kind of felt like the bedroom wasn't really 70s, but it worked. It was okay with me. I was like, yeah, this is the closest I'm gonna get. The bathroom though, so I started off with this like pink and red scheme, and it looked awful. It looked really ugly. So I ended up just changing the walls and the floor to the exact same thing, which apparently in the 70s they had a lot of like matching tiles for floor and like wallpaper. Crazy. I would freak out if I was in a bathroom like that, but that was their thing. And then the last bedroom I moved on to was the little girl's bedroom. It has a lot of flowers. It reminds me of like quote unquote flower power, or like fake 70s. I think of it as fake 70s because the real 70s wasn't flower power and people weren't wearing all of these obnoxiously bright colored things. It was mostly brown stuff, you know what I mean? But here are some pictures, you guys. If you guys want to download this, it is on the Origin account, HalieCakes, spelled the exact same way here. No letters, no numbers, no nothing like that. But thanks, guys, for watching. I put out videos 3 times a week. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.